Before we get too far into June's garden update, I wanted to wish everybody a happy summer solstice. It is the longest day of the year, which means that all the days are going to start getting shorter, which means that it's going to be fall soon, and my heart is going to explode because y'all know I hate the heat. Before we jump into this month's project, I want to take a moment to show you guys what the garden looks like and how much success we've had this month. After putting so much time, money, and effort into building this little backyard farm, I'm absolutely ecstatic at how well all of the veggies are doing. Y'all, we have corn! I cannot believe it. There are a couple of things that are not really going according to plan, but I'm going to wait to talk about that in next month's video because this month we have a very special project to work on. I am building a little white picket fence for my California cottage. About a year ago, a friend gave me this fence. I started to put it in my front yard, and then life happened, and the project stalled. This month, I'm back on the horse. The goal is to clean up the area, put a weed barrier down, and secure the fence with concrete instead of just holes and some drainage rocks. Now, I think this is probably the perfect time to remind you that this is not an instructional video. I am not a professional, and the point of this video is not to teach you anything. You can learn all that you need to know by watching any of the thousands of how-to videos on YouTube. My intention is to invite you to the resistance. I am resisting the beige movement that has been poisoning the creative space in my brain for the last several years. I am resisting the status quo. I am rejecting the HOA lifestyle and the idea that style and design is linear. I have decided to take up space, live out loud, and bring things into my home that make me feel happy and inspired. If the suburbs is where I am at this point in my life, I'm going to at least make it interesting. Now let me be clear. If a monochromatic lifestyle is what brings you joy, I love that for you. If that's what makes you feel peaceful and calm in your own space, I'm here for it. It's just not my flavor. And I got trapped for years thinking I needed to decorate my home with things from big box stores, and it just didn't work for me. I was obsessed with the idea that I was supposed to look a certain way, act a certain way, be a certain way, and my space was supposed to look a certain way, just to maintain some superficial value in our society. I was negatively influenced by Instagram, Pinterest, and intoxicating ads that promised me that if I bought something, my life would be perfect. Today, I am here to influence myself and anyone else who needs to hear this. Color is good. Texture is important. Spices and flavors bring so much to a person's life. Art and creativity heal. I am here today to declare that I refuse to live in a beige world with overproduced music, basic food, and uninspiring art. With that being said, I have always dreamed of living in a little cottage deep in the forest with animal friends and magical gardens. A far cry from the suburban lifestyle I find myself in today. I want to bring a sense of wonder to my curb appeal. When my guests walk across the threshold of my front garden, under a trellis draped with climbing roses, I want them to stop and inhale deeply. breathing in the intoxicating sweet smell of flowering plants and herbs lining the pathways. I want them to be overwhelmed with the peace and calmness they feel when they take in all of the texture created by carefully curated gardens. I want them to be mesmerized by the magical vignettes filled with unexpected surprises like fairy doors and art sculptures. I want the sound of water flowing in small ponds or water features to catch their attention as they look around, taking in all the magic I have created. I imagine my guests falling into a relaxed trance before they even reach my front door. This fence is not going to be straight. And I know it's going to drive my poor neighbor insane. But I have a small issue. There's a pipe down there. And I don't know what it goes to, but it's pretty thick, so it's not a sprinkler system. And I don't feel like I should cut it for a fence. I have some wood piles that I'm going to go check out to see if there's anything viable for this little fence project so that we don't have to spend any money, because nobody wants to spend money right now. Okay, that pile is mainly 2x4s, which means that if I use any of that, that it is, I think, fine. I just need to change my design a little bit. I've got this piece right here. I'm going to go and see how it looks, because I only have the 2 4x4s. And I don't know if this is going to look too big attached to it. I'm not really sure. As I was considering what type of scrap wood would work best for my arbor, I got the news alert on my phone that the US had just dropped bombs on Iran. All of a sudden, an arbor didn't seem important anymore. Once again, my fence project was put on pause so that I could process what had just happened. I almost feel like I'm becoming numb to the feeling of devastation and disappointment. Numb is no longer a state of mind I am willing to exist in, so I went to work. Art is an act of resistance. It's one of the reasons art and artists are some of the first to be targeted when conflict occurs. My intention was to be non-confrontational, but also let my neighborhood know that I stand for peace and equality for all. The art collective I belong to suggested a peace sign. I started by turning a grapevine wreath I made last fall into a peace sign. I then went to work on some prayer flags. I modeled this after the Tibetan prayer flags draped across the Himalayan mountains. When the wind blows, the prayers travel across the land, helping everyone. Each color of my flags represent a specific prayer for peace and equality. This small act of resistance isn't going to change the world, but it does help me focus my energy and prayers, and hopefully it brings joy to the people who drive past my little California cottage. I hope you all are thriving, and if you're not, I hope you reach out. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you in July's update.